that you might not be able to join the Zoom. That's because we have the Zoom room turned off. I'm going to spend a little bit of time just going through and just sharing some of the things that you can do to be the most successful student inside the 5-day challenge. I know we've had several days already, so if you didn't get a chance to catch the 5-day challenge this week yet, I recommend you going back to day one, where we taught day 1 through 5 worth of content, literally all 5 days. We talked about literally everything you need to know, including the offers, the price points, everything that you need to know as far as snapshots, the fulfillment. We talked about sales, marketing, all kinds of stuff already. So today, what I want to do is just simply provide an opportunity for everybody to kind of get together on a quick live stream, and we can open it up with a Q&A, and just I'll go through the comments here. So in case if you're watching this in any of the streamings, tell us what city you're checking in from. Tell us what state, what region, wherever you are in the world. We know there's a pretty large international crowd that joins us as well, so we are truly appreciative of all of that. So without any further ado, what I want to do is really just rapid fire, because today I want to keep the call pretty efficient, if that's okay with everyone. So I'm going to share my screen and just kind of go over a couple of highlights here, just in case if you uh, didn't know where to find some of the information or collaterals and things like that. So before we get started into showing you where a lot of the collaterals are, I'll just do a quick housekeeping. Um, Essentially, let's see here. Let me just make sure I've got the right slide deck pulled up. 1 second. Bear with me. Let's see here. All right, I've got the right one here. Sharing, sharing, sharing. Cool. All right, we've got the right slides up. All right, so just a couple of items that I wanted to share as far as housekeeping is concerned for the 5-day challenge. So that way you know exactly where to go to find all the things that you need. So first things first, in case if you are brand new and you don't even have a high level account just yet for whatever reason, make sure you go to gohighlevel.com/5DC-offer. This will allow you to jump into a 30-day trial, which is super awesome. You really just get a full-on month to just get set up and started. On top of that, if you want to talk to someone live on a Zoom, go shoulder to shoulder and just spend time with someone and just go through either strategy or technology or automations or whatever you want to do. You can do that as well at speakwith.us/success. Depending on where you are in your journey, your call will get bifurcated into different types of mediums and resources, which is all awesome. The next thing I want to share is, obviously there's a ton of collaterals and freebies that are all part of the 5-day challenge. So when you log into the course online, you'll be able to see the agency snapshot, the client fulfillment snapshot. There's also a workbook, a challenge workbook, as well as there's a private Facebook group as well that you can join. And by the way, the private Facebook group is intentionally designed to keep it very intimate. So you do only get about 30 days worth of access in general. So after that, you obviously have access to our main community, where you can interact with any one of us any given time. We are all pretty active in those groups, so feel free to do that. But the idea for the private Facebook group is to make sure you get plugged in with a accountability partner, as well as you have a community to kind of go to as a resource to just kind of share ideas, and just collaborate and just talk about your strategies. And everyone is pretty collaborative, actually, and we all go through and spend time and share what's working, what's not working. A ton of people post a lot of wins there, so you'll see a ton of wins being posted and feedback from people's demos and stuff like that. In addition to that, Obviously, the 5-day challenge will, in addition to the live component, there is a course component. So I definitely will advise to jump into that. So that way you can go step by step and just kind of unpack 5-day challenge, set your snapshots up so you can use it for your own sales and marketing as well as a client fulfillment. So make sure you do that in addition to attending the lives that we're doing right now. We also have the pre-made prospecting funnel, which is basically a landing page. We have white label onboarding videos. Sorry. White label onboarding videos, there's sales collateral, scripts, demos, sales tracker, all that stuff. There's also some FAQs. There's a BNI and Chamber of Commerce brochures. One of the cool things we have is also Facebook ads templates. So if you are someone who's a bit more advanced and you're ready to get started with paid ads, our team went through and built out some paid advertising and put together the copy and everything around missed call text back. So these are all pretty cool resources you get for free, and it's all inside of the course. So for example, whenever you log into the course, I'm just logged into a high level account now. And if I go to preview, this is what your course should look like when you're logged in. And then if you scroll down to the very bottom, okay, very bottom, it says 5-day challenge collaterals, okay? And you'll be able to go through there, look at the PDF links, look at the descriptions for snapshot links and all of that. But literally the entire course is online and it's inside the membership area. In case if you don't have access for whatever reason, okay, whatever reason, you should go to university.gohighlevel.com. Use incognito mode on your browser. Typically, it's a browser issue, or you're not using the right email. So, whatever email you use to sign up for the 5-day challenge is what you should use. Do not use your regular high level email if that is not what you use to sign up for the program. It will not, you typically won't have access to it. Now, those are just some of the housekeeping rule guidelines that I just wanted to share. Now, here is what I call the rule book. So if you're watching this, here's what I'm hoping you've done already. You've went through day one's content, learned pretty much everything you need to know to be able to go to the market. And I just want to share a couple of different points here to kind of help us guide through the 5-day challenge. So first things first, rule number one, always lead with a single offer. Most people in the world of software sales, they make the mistake of leading with multiple features. So the first rule is lead with a single offer, which is the missed call text back that we talk about quite often, okay? Then we're going to expand into the core features, which are the Google My Business profile management, reviews, mobile app, and one more thing. I'm like forgetting almost. Google My Business, reviews, mobile app, and the live chat. That's right, the live chat. So really what you're doing is using the missed call text back, basically a phone answering system or a phone reply system when someone calls in. And that's all you're focusing on in the beginning stages of the sales interaction. And then within 72 hours, we talked about the 72-hour rule, which basically says, hey, if you close the client today, you need to book the onboarding within 72 hours. If you go past that 72-hour mark, typically what I see is that you have to enter that prospect into a new sales cycle or a revised sales cycle, and you have to typically resell them often and remind them, what did you buy again? Here's what it comes with. Like, and it just gets into a whole different mess. So I recommend you scheduling an onboarding, and during the onboarding, what you're going to do is simply unpack the box, right? So you're unwrapping the Christmas box after they've already purchased the missed call text back as the phone answering system. And then in the onboarding call, all you're doing is, by the way, is it okay if I turn on mobile app? Is it okay if I just set up reviews for you? Is it okay if I just set up Google My Business profile as well as a live chat? Because all those channels and all those areas in your business will generate phone calls. So because the theme of the conversation is phone calls, this allows you to stand on that idea of phone call management. and turn on the other features. And let me do a quick pop quiz. Those of you that are watching, are we supposed to charge more because we're turning on more features? Give me a yes or a no in the chat. Those of you that are watching in the streaming here, let me look at my phone and double check, see what you all are saying. Okay. Okay, I guess we've got great students in the front of the classroom here. A ton of people are saying no. Yeah, that is correct. You don't want to charge extra because you're turning on these extra features, because the idea of the Trojan horse is for you to land in the business and then expand without any additional charge to the customer. This allows you to go to the market and sell the whole entire package for 297 recurring, and they're getting the missed call text back, mobile app, reviews, GMB management, and live chat. So you're not necessarily selling missed call text back by itself for 297. You're selling the entire gateway offer as well as the core offer combined together for that much. But this Trojan horse strategy allows you to go to the market without leading with multiple features, right? This allows the sales to be very clean, allows you the flexibility to just focus on one thing, and it allows the prospect to only make a decision around one thing. In the onboarding, you're just basically opening up the box, and that gives you the most amount of usage. Now, if you want to sell additional services. So let me go to the next slide here, just as a review. We talked about this in day one. If you want to sell additional services like Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, and all these other stuff, you can do that once you've already got a stable relationship with your SaaS offers, right? So once you've proven your result, proven your service of some kind or product of some kind when it comes to usage or result, whatever you're doing, at that point, within about, I would say, wait about a week or maybe 2 weeks before you can do a check-in call and essentially sell them for additional services. Okay. And that's kind of aggressive, just so you know. A lot of people wait about a month before they go in with Facebook ads of some kind. Okay. Going back to the rules, rule number one was that lead with a single offer. Rule number two is start a beta round of customers with your warm network in local without ultra niching. So first things first, do not niche down for the purposes of launching your beta and purposes of the 5-day challenge. But I do want you to have a singular focus of some kind, which I recommend the local market. So everything we've taught does not work in online businesses like like kind of like e-commerce and stuff like that. This works more suitable, and what I'm talking about is missed call text back. Missed call text back works more suitable to a customer that receives phone calls, right? Most online businesses like ecom, they're not sitting around and handling inbound phone calls outside of support, not for sales, right? So start with the beta round of customers with your warm network. And like I said, do not niche down until you're past beta. And I would recommend, the positioning, just to review the positioning of the angle. It's like you're going out to their market and saying, hey, I'm starting a software company or introducing a software solution to my existing company. And I would like for you to partner up with me. And therefore, I'm willing to give you profit sharing of some kind, which basically, AKA, you're going to turn them into your affiliates. Okay. Eventually, you'll have an affiliate partnership with your first round of beta customers where basically they will all essentially turn into a referral partner of some kind. Okay, so that's the idea with rule number two. Rule number three is go with the setup fee of some kind, and then the recurring pricing. And our suggestion is 297 one time plus 297 monthly recurring. And I just wanted to review this one time. I know we talked about it last couple of days. So just as a review, setup fee plus a recurring. And now in your invoicing, it should have two different line items. that is separate and they understand what it is. And typically, that one-time fee that you're charging could be put towards text message cost, email cost, and sometimes even A2P. And with A2P, a lot of people even charge more and turn that into its own package, like compliance on its own. And again, I'm not a compliance expert. You have to do your own research on SMS compliance, which is pretty common and popular in the world of high level. So take a look at our main group. There's a lot of people that go through. I think, matter of fact, even if you go into the 5-day challenge group, you'll see a couple of resources and even customers that put their own content out there. So take a look at it. It's another opportunity for you to have an increased setup fee. But worst case scenario, I would recommend leading with a 297 one-time setup fee plus a 297 monthly recurring. Now, here's the key with software, you guys and gals. You want to charge software upfront in the month of the interaction. And then the billing is typically by standard is prorated. So let's say, for example, they want to pause or cancel on the 12th day. Uh, you basically can prorate it for up to those 12 days within our SaaS subscription system. So you can go in when you set up your plans and stuff like that. You can basically automatically prorate it depending on what's happening with the client and things like that. Okay, rule number 4, launch products instead of services due to the churn rate most marketers go through without heavy customization. So idea here with this whole 5-day challenge is to help you go to market and put together an offer that does not require you to spend hours and hours and learn skills and talents like Facebook ads and Google ads to be able to then go service your customers. So I recommend launching products more than services. Idea here would be for you to set up something maybe 30, 40 minutes max for a client. And then the rest of it is all relationship management between yourself, and the client. Okay, so that's the 4th rule. Just to quickly review the pricing one more time, you have the gateway offer, 297 setup. Sometimes if you're brand new starting out and don't have any case studies just yet, you can always do a 7-day money back guarantee. And then you have the core offer, which is the recurring 297 monthly. And then the expansion offer, let's say, for example, you're doing Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO, YouTube ads, things like that. You can do one time or recurring here. Some people do custom like consulting and annual packages and stuff like that. And then worst case scenario, if that relationship goes south or for some reason it doesn't move forward as much, as you might have expected, and you have to kind of pause services, you can always park the client back into the downsell offer recurring 297. And as I suggest these prices, and you may even see other people post about their wins and stuff like that, none of these things mean you're going to make revenue, okay? All results may vary depending on the efforts that are put in, depending on the variables like the industry, competition. So, as you know, I don't want to make it sound like this is all pretty easy to do. These things are very, launching a software offer is not simple. It could be pretty difficult. The reason why we do this, education and training and things like that is to help you understand the different ways people go about launching it. So again, results are not guaranteed. All these things may vary. And just so you know, and that's the case scenario for almost anything and everything we teach, just so you know. But definitely connect with the fellow high levelers inside of the Facebook group. In case if you're stuck and you don't have access just yet, give our community team a little bit of a time. What they do is match based on the information you provide, match your billing and go back and basically, confirm that you're an actual client, and then they'll go through and give you access to it. Okay, last but not least, let's go over a couple of questions here. Let me pull up my I'm gonna pull up my streaming so that way I can go through some of these questions. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let's see. Do 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 do. Waiting for comments to populate. Let's see. Let me try my phone. Okay, cool. All right. I'm seeing a couple of the questions here. Someone says, is it assumed that with Missed Call Text Back, the customer would be using Go High Level CRM for lead management? So essentially, the CRM would be included in this as well. So yeah, ideally, you're bringing them in to a world of organized automation. You're using Missed Call Text Back as their first layer of interaction with the company that helps them get organized. So the ultimate answer is yes. You are going to push them into a CRM experience. Now, the reason why what you provide will be different than anybody else is because of your own industry experience. Maybe if you're starting out, this is a beta. So, you get feedback from those customers and you build out your own sales pipeline, responses, emails, all kinds of automations to kind of truly build out an appropriate CRM. But ideally, to answer that, yes, you are essentially bringing them into a CRM experience. But you're leading with missed call text back, parking them into Google My Business profile, reviews, live chat, as well as um, a mobile app, right? All right, let's see. Someone's asking, how is this different than ClickFunnels or other funnel builders? So yeah, high level is more of a operating system with close to 500 or more features, where you as the marketer can take those features, kind of like Legos. Imagine if you're in Legoland. Imagine taking a couple of those Legos that are all customizable, completely drag and drop system, no code needed, where you can just simply integrate, or what's the right word? You can put together your own combination of features that's relevant to that customer and keep 100% of whatever you make off of it, right? So that's why it's different. We allow you to completely white label, and plus on top of that, we have well over 500 plus features, also allow you to do function as a SaaS company, which is totally different than functioning as a marketing agency. All right, let's see. Is this going to be useful at all for someone who's trying to build their own business, or is it selling customer software? Well, a lot of people function as a marketing service, and then software becomes an offer around it. Someone's asking, well, what happens when a customer doesn't want to change their number for whatever reason? So yeah, that's going to be actually one of the biggest objections that you're going to come across is customers don't want to change their number, and that's really the biggest objection. So what you want to do is help them, understand and educate them that for in 2024, because of tracking being a huge need for businesses of marketing leads, sales operations, and things like that, you want to basically say for tracking purposes, you have to have a trackable number online. If you just put any given number out there, then none of your activities online are essentially tracked, and you will never know what is happening in social media. Now, if they're extremely resistant and they're like, hey, Paulson, I don't want to change my number for whatever reason, I wouldn't fight it too hard. If they don't want to change their number, move on to the next prospect. Don't sweat it. There's plenty of business out there, in my opinion, in the local market, and just move forward. But if you really want to work with someone and they're, worth your time, you can always basically set up a Twilio number for them. And what you're doing is forwarding your Twilio number to their existing line. So they're not losing their number, they're just allowing you to have a tracking number online for marketing purposes. Now, in case, remember we're using this missed call text back thing as like a Trojan horse. So in case if they're like, hey, Paulson, I don't mind you trying this out, but I'm not sure if I want to change my number everywhere. But if they're flexible enough to let you change it in some places, you should always prioritize Google My Business and add a secondary number there or add a second line to it, and then jump into the business, go into the 72-hour onboarding, and then show them the rest of the package. Because once they see the rest of the package, they see the full picture of automations live, and which allows that objection of resistance of like, hey, I don't want to change my number. You'll see that problem kind of going away because they're like, well, this guy's integrating and setting up all kinds of different areas of my business. Maybe I should listen to him and let him update the number or add a second number for the purposes of tracking. Okay, so someone's asking, what if I'm only able to use WhatsApp? So if you are international and watching this for whatever reason, you don't have the ability to do text messages, or maybe you don't have the access to Twilio and you only have WhatsApp, I recommend you not leading with the missed call text back internationally in case if you cannot use it as a service, especially if you have limitations on Twilio. But what I do recommend is using the strategies and the ideas and concepts that we're sharing here in the 5-day challenge and building your own Trojan horse. So, for example, one of the most popular Trojan horses that we've seen lately is the AI live chat, right? So I would lead with that, maybe go to the local market. And then another one is team calendars. We had a gentleman in the Middle East who went to small businesses and set up team calendars for them so their customers can book appointments with them. And that became his Trojan horse. There's also funnels and landing pages that are pretty popular, especially in certain countries, and it's kind of a new thing there. So yeah, I would recommend using some of the principles and ideas that I've taught and build your own Trojan horse. Okay. Let's see. To be clear, is 297 setup fee is a one-time, and since that fee is covering SMS charge, this model is dependent on them enrolling in the core offer, correct? Yes. The fee for the 297 setup is one time. The 297 recurring charge is a recurring monthly fee. Now, typically on average, a local business should have lower volume than like a big business. I don't recommend you jumping into like a dealership, car dealership with like, 30 live agents that are all, pounding the phones for sales. This works a whole lot more suitable for the local mom and pop shop. So therefore, the 297 that you're charging on a setup should cover at least 2 months of SMS, but it depends on their volume of usage, right? So even average agencies that we know, they spend less than $100 a month, but doesn't mean that's going to be the case scenario for you. But you definitely want to educate the customer that as a business, for you to text as a business to a person, it does cost money to do, SMS. So you want to educate them, even though you're covering for maybe a month or so. But ideally, in the long run, that is a cost that your customers should take on. Okay. Um, let's see. Is the onboarding within 72 hours or wait until 72 hours after the sale to onboard? So the onboarding should happen within 72 hours. Do not wait for 72 hours to schedule because that defeats the purpose of the rule. Within 72 hours, you want to set up an onboarding as quick as you possibly can so you don't go past that couple of day mark because after that, you're gonna have to do realignment of sales, which makes things difficult, in my opinion. It loses the excitement of the sale as well. So, but I definitely recommend you onboarding within 72 hours. Um, let's see. Someone says, what would be a good intro for coaches, like needing someone to book a discovery call? Um, let's see. So when it comes to sales strategies, when it comes, within certain industries, or maybe if you are watching the 5 Day Challenge and you're like, Paulson, I want something more advanced. And if you're interested in something like that, I would say go to High Level's YouTube channel and look up in our list, look at the 3 day workshops. The 3 day workshops is where you can see a lot of advanced strategies that are being implemented by industry leaders, typically myself or someone else in the high level group. One of us usually hosts a guest, usually an industry leader of some kind or someone who has expertise in certain things that are relevant in today. Even though a lot of us are previous agency owners, doesn't mean what's happening in 2024 is something that we see often. So we bring in experts to kind of teach. We talk about paid ads, we talk about cold emailing, cold calling, setting up call centers. We talk about automated systems. We talk about prospecting at bulk. Like we talk about it all. We talk about events management, running traffic through webinars, you name it. Most topics are covered in digital marketing, and we're pretty proud of it. So take a look at the 3 day workshops. It'll give you a lot more advanced strategies as well. Okay. Do you tell them the price before the call? I typically don't tell them anything outside of me wanting to start a software company. So outside of that, I don't really spill anything until I'm on a call with them and help them understand, here's what I'm launching, here's what's going to cost. I'm going to go to market with a higher price, but meanwhile, I love to bring you on as a business partner of some kind, maybe an affiliate relationship. Is this something that's worth your time? And you want to provide them recurring lifetime commission if possible, very similar to the way we do it at high level. And there's a reason for that because it allows them to stay excited at those commission levels. And it also gives them the incentive to continue referring. Plus, it allows you to not have to deal with sales all the time. So there's consistency there when you have affiliate marketing in place. So definitely would recommend setting something like that up. Results may vary, like I say all the time nowadays. But there is a affiliate management feature inside of High Level. So you can log into High Level, use our affiliate management system. It's a portal and a dashboard that you can manage all your affiliates in one place as well. Okay, let's see. Someone says, can you forward their original number to the Twilio account? Yes. So I don't necessarily recommend this, but you could import their existing phone number into Twilio. There's like resources and PDFs and collaterals in how to port a number over, but it does take a couple of weeks, a lot of paperwork involved. Uh, Not fun, but if you really, really want to work with a certain client for whatever reason, and you must, it is an option that you can do. But ideally, if it's a brand new customer, I would just set up a new Twilio number within like 3 minutes and just get going. Okay. And those of you that are waiting for like A2P, maybe you don't have that approval just yet. If you're in that kind of a scenario, I recommend just using like a toll-free number until all the text is kind of set up, or turn on the AI live chat and reviews and mobile app and other areas so they get excited for it until your numbers are approved. But people, regardless whether you come into the picture or not, they have to get all the compliance stuff with A2P all set up anyway as part of normal business practice now. Let's see. Someone says, how do you explain why you need access to their Facebook GMB if they think you're onboarding them from missed call text back? Because the entire theme of the sales conversation is not missed call text back. It's phone answering system, right? It's a phone system. And because there are phone numbers attached to GMB, phone numbers attached to social channels, phone numbers attached to a website, you're basically saying, hey, I want to be able to change the phone numbers in all those areas. But meanwhile, is it okay if I just turn on the live chat? Because in case if they don't call in, you can capture that traffic for free. As long as you're doing that for free, they typically, most likely, 90% of the time, on average, they will um, allow you to set up something as long as you can educate them on why. Okay, so hopefully you guys all, I see more questions coming in. So take a look at the online course, take a look at day one's content. So go through it. As more questions are coming in, I'll go through and try my best to answer as many as I can. But either way, I just wanted to have a short call today, make sure we were all on the same page. At this point, you should have all your snapshots set up. You should have done all your homework by now. In case if you haven't got a chance to jump into our Facebook group, jump in there. Do your intros. Tell everybody what city you're checking in from. You for sure will find someone in your city. We hear about lunch pop-up groups, happy hours, and dinners, and weekend get-togethers, and all of that now across a lot of our communities. So this is a great way to connect with fellow high levelers. But either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. And I'm looking forward to helping you out and just kind of being on your journey here. And then be on the lookout for other events like the workshops. We do podcasting, we do master classes, and all kinds of cool stuff. So take a look at some of those other resources as well. But either way, I'll see you in case if you're watching this again and don't have a high level account, jump into the 30-day trial that is part of this program. There'll be a link somewhere here, so take a look at it whenever you get a chance. But either way, take care. Bye for now. Thank you so much.